What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, I will be discussing the Indiana Pacers and how many wins do I think they will have this upcoming NBA season. Now, the Indiana Pacers did not make the playoffs last season. They didn't even make a play-in last season. But when you look at their roster, and I'll get into that in a minute, they did fall under 500 last year for the entire season. Now, when I look at their roster and I look at their coaching, Rick Carlisle, former head coach of a championship team in the Dallas Mavericks, and you look at the things that the Indiana Pacers have on paper, so to speak, right? Starting with Tyrese Halliburton, we know how good of a point guard he is. I think that trade between Indiana and Sacramento bodes well for both teams. I feel like they are both getting the benefit of the doubt with that trade. I think that trade is a win-win, and that's a hard thing to do in today's NBA. You know, when you trade in one player for one player and get in the better of the deal, sometimes it may not go your way. But I feel like in that scenario, both teams won. Now you look at Tyrese Halliburton, you look at his assist numbers, his points per game number, his 3-point percentage. You look at, just his overall skill level. You added that with Buddy Hield in the backcourt. Now, a lot of people have a lot of things to say about Indiana's situation with Buddy Hield. Will they trade him? Is he still going to be on the roster for the foreseeable future? Well, right now he is. So I'll talk about Buddy Hield. We all know his 3-point prowess is one of the best in the NBA today. I believe he has led the league in 3-point shots made, or he has had the most 3-point shots made over the course of the last 3 or 4 seasons, if I'm not mistaken. You add in with him Benedict Mathurin, who I like a whole lot, a young player who fills the wing for them. Another guy is I can't go with the young guys before I mention Miles Turner, who again another player who a lot of people have been talking about with trades and different scenarios like that, but he is still on the roster. So if you are an Indiana Pacers fan, there are some bright spots. There are some things there to be, excited about. And we cannot leave out without saying one of the biggest splashes of free agency is Bruce Brown, and Bruce Brown is now on their roster after the Denver Nuggets did not bring him back after having a great run not only in the NBA Finals last year, but also in the NBA playoffs last year. Bruce Brown was definitely one of those guys that helped, in my opinion, bring a championship to the Denver Nuggets. Now, you have him on the Pacers. He's going to be able to guard different wing players that different teams will have, whether it's Jimmy Butler in Miami, whether it's, Jaylen Brown in Boston, whether it's Tobias Harris in Philly. It's going to be, a lot of different matchups that I feel like Bruce Brown can now take some of the, defensive responsibilities from guys like Buddy Hield or Benedict Mathurin, depending on which, how the starting lineup looks for Rick Carlisle with this roster. Now, with this roster, of course, they will be in the Eastern Conference. They did not win 40 games a year ago, so I'm not going to jump and say they're going to go out there and win 47, 50 games. I don't feel like the improvement will be that far ahead for the Indiana Pacers, but I do feel like this year they will be an above 500 team. I see them going right in the middle at 41-41. I think they have an opportunity to maybe, get a few more wins, more than 41, but I think 41 is right there where I feel like they are, nudging towards being better than they were a year ago. Like I said, when you look at their roster up and down, and you start to, even when we start to discuss about guys like TJ McConnell, when you look at guys like Aaron Nesmith, Jordan Noir, Jalen Smith, when you Obi Toppin, who they acquired. So when you start to go down and start looking at their roster and how it fills out, I think that's going to be what you look at as far as what they can do versus other teams, because the bench play is going to be very important for all teams involved in this NBA season, because if you do have a good 5-man rotation, you're going to need at least a good especially early on in the season. I feel like early on in the season, a 8 to 9-man rotation will take you a lot further than a lot of other teams that can only go, as far as 6-man, 7-man, eight deep. But in the early stages of the season, you get to see a lot of young guys that's not going to be getting a lot of playing time. If we get to, speaking on the Pacers, if they get to like April, May, June, but I'm not going to go that far and say the Pacers are going to go to the NBA Finals as just a hypothetical, and saying, playoff matchups and things like that. You need a roster to be filled out. Now, like I said, I see the Pacers winning 41 games this upcoming NBA season. Could be higher, could be lower. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Indiana Pacers fans, NBA fans, or if this is just your first time tuning into this channel, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can know anytime a video is being uploaded to this channel. It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.